Hey, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Was just out here with the chicken coop, the old suburban chicken coop. By far our favorite place to have our chickens. We've got a couple different areas we keep them here on the homestead, but I wanted to show you guys a few things that have just made life so much easier with raising these chickens. It allows us to go on a vacation for a day or two, be out of town doing ministry work or other things, be gone for long periods of time, come home late at night, and still have the chickens secure and cared for, making sure that they always have fresh access to water and access to food 24/7. And so a couple things that I've learned over the years, I didn't start with all of these different things. I've learned, different ways. I've tried lots of different waters, lots of different feeders, lots of different systems of getting the chickens in the coop and out of the coop in the morning and things like that. And so let me take you through and show you the 3 things that have made raising chickens super easy for us here on the homestead. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the watering system. So there's lots of different ways to provide water for chickens, but this has been by far the easiest off-the-shelf, turnkey solution that I have found for these chickens. This is a Farmer Brad watering bucket, and there's lots of different varieties. There's lots of different ways to water chickens, but this is one that has worked the best. It has the horizontal chicken drippers on it, and seems to be the easiest for the chickens to get a drink out of. When they drink at it here, they'll hit this thing, and it puts a little pool of water on the bottom of this little kind of tray, and then they'll drink that out of there. Just a few drips, few drops, little puddles at a time. But it provides plenty of water for them, and this thing is automatic. So it has a float valve inside of it. You hook it to a hose, and I just have an old hose run out here. It stays on all summer long. I move it out of the way when I mow the grass and hook it back up. That's about it. You could actually bury this. I think this is like 1/4-inch water line. You could actually bury this all the way out to wherever you have your chicken coop and hook it up and leave it there year round. For the winter time, there is little heater elements that you can put in these, and you can't use the automatic supply obviously because that would freeze up, but you can just take the lid off and fill these up and use this in the winter time as well. And so this just works as a great solution for them. They always have fresh water. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. And it's clean. It keeps debris out of it. It's better than those chicken, all the other watering systems that you have to fill, or even automatic ones. So watering system is key. They need to have fresh access to water 24/7. And so this is how we have been doing it here, and it's been working great. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is feeders. There's lots of different ways to do feeding for chickens, but the idea is that you want to create a system that would provide it keeps the food dry and provides enough food for your chickens, however many you have in your yard, that they can go, maybe 2 or 3 days without having to replenish it. So I just usually come out here every day or every 2 days and top this off. And in this bucket right here, this particular amount of food will last our 6 chickens in here probably about 3 or 4 days before it starts getting low. Or even longer than that, just depending on how much food they have around here and if they're free ranging and all that kind of stuff. But there's lots of different ways to do this. There's lots of different bucket solutions. You can use trash cans. You can use, I've built a PVC pipe feeder before that I've used for many, many years. But we just recently started using this. This is another thing from Farmer Brad, and this is pretty cool. So it basically has a kind of like a 90 on the inside of this, and the chickens reach their head in here, and they'll peck the food off the bottom. It's got this little lip on the top that keeps everything dry. It's super easy to open up and fill and top off, and so everything is self-contained. It keeps the food dry in here, so if it's raining or whatever, your food's not going to get wet and clumped together and mold. And this is good for, we have 6 chickens out here right now, and this is good for 6 chickens, even though it only has 1 entry, so 1 can feed at a time. But only in the morning, when they first come out of the coop, do they ever kind of fight over it. But throughout the day, they'll browse by it, and they'll grab a few bites out of here, and then they'll go and scratch around and do their free range thing, or scratch around in the yard here. But this has been another super helpful addition to the chicken coop. Anything that can remove some of your daily chore load is something that is welcomed here. We want to make sure that we reduce the amount of daily tasks that we have. So if I can do this every 3 days, every 2 days, then and fill this up and have this out here for them, it's better for the chickens and it's better for us. And then the last thing is kind of a big one. This is the one that has really changed things for us, and this is the Chicken Guard automatic coop door, automatic chicken door. This thing has been such a huge improvement on our daily routine with our chickens. It just has helped out a lot. So what this is basically it's an automatic self-powered door that closes and opens. You can set it on a timer, or you can set it on the photo sensor, which will close at dawn or open at dawn and close at dusk. It takes batteries, or you can put a USB cord in it. It has like a little USB charger, and you can run power out to your coop or whatever. If you have power, that would power it all year round. It has a little photo sensor on the front of it, and basically as soon as the it's nighttime, I have it set right now for 20 minutes after the sun goes down. So once it gets dark, and it waits until the sun is set for a while. Once it's dark enough here, the photo sensor trips, and then 20 minutes after that, the door will slowly close here. It's gentle, it's just the weight of the door. If there's a chicken in there, they get out of the way. It can't hurt anything. But as soon as it gets to the bottom, it locks. And so now the door is locked. The chickens are all inside. They're secure. No predators can get in and get them. Foxes, we have issues with a lot of raccoons around here, possums and other things, and sometimes foxes. And so they're safe in there. And so if we're home, late maybe, especially in the wintertime when it gets dark earlier, it gets dark at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in December. So, at that point, if we're out late, if we're not home till 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night for some reason or something like that, we know that this is shut and the chickens are inside. We've never had a chicken get locked out. I know that's a question that someone will probably ask. What if your chickens get locked out? You want to train your chickens to this, obviously, and if you have chickens who are new to their coop, you may want to manually do this for maybe the first few weeks. But they get trained as soon as it starts to get dark. They get in the coop. They're well in there for probably an hour before this thing closes, and so we've never had one get locked out. I check on them every night still and make sure that the door is shut and make sure everybody's inside. As soon as the sun comes up and the photo sensor trips, the door will open on its own, so it automatically unlocks and then raises to the top, and the chickens can come out and go around the yard and have fun. This is cool, especially in the summer when the sun's coming up super early. I might not get out here till 7:30 is kind of the average time that I come out here. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, and let them out. But they're usually already out in the summertime. At 6 o'clock, 6:30, they're already out here, and they have extra time and they can get out of the coop. So it keeps your coop cleaner because they're out of there more, and it keeps them out in the yard or out, free ranging or whatever you have set up for a lot longer. So I was always kind of apprehensive to get one of these because they're a little pricey, for a chicken coop, but man, has it made life easier. You could even go on vacation with what we have set up here. You could go on vacation for 4 or 5 days and your chickens would be completely cared for. They would have food, they would have automatic water, and then they would be able to get in and out of the coop and be secure at nighttime. So it just makes raising chickens so much easier. So automatic water, automatic food, and an automatic coop security door, which is all those three things together it pretty much automates your chicken system. I know some people have said, I've heard this comment before when I'm talking about automating these systems and making it so we have to spend less and less time doing chores, with automatic feeders and waterers and other things for our other animals. People have said, what, so you just want to, just spend less time having to do anything with your animals? And yeah, that's the point. The point is, if I don't have to come out here every single day and do a chore, then that just saves me time that I can spend doing something else, fixing other things, taking care of other animals, doing, a better job overall at caring for the animals in the limited time that you have. The coop security thing, the door, that just helps you automate that system. It doesn't mean that I'm never gonna come out here with my chickens. It doesn't mean I don't check on them. I still check on them every night. I still have to come out and do other things, but that's just one thing I don't have to worry about. If I'm not here, this thing will open up. If I'm not home at nighttime right away when the sun goes down, the chickens are in the coop, the door closes, and it's locked and they're safe and it's all good. So definitely the best three things that we have ever kind of invested in. I'll put links to all this stuff in the description. Farmer Brad has a bunch of stuff for chickens, and we've been working with him for a while. He's got some good stuff. So I'll link to that stuff if you're interested in the water and the feeder. And then that chicken guard deal, I will link to that as well. That actually I think is made in England, which is pretty cool. I don't think any of it's made in China. I'm sure the parts are made in China, but I'm pretty sure that it's made in England, or at least assembled there and sold from there. And so it's a pretty good product, it seems to be. That chicken guard door has been working flawlessly. We've had it for about 2.5 months, maybe even 3 months now, and I have never done anything with it. I set it up, I installed it, and it has been just doing its thing. You can adjust a bunch of settings on it and do other things with it. You can set it to close on a timer schedule. So if you just want it to close and open at a certain time of day, you can do that. You can do all kinds of other things with the delays and the photo sensors and other stuff. But I have set it and just let it do its thing, and it's been running great. Batteries have lasted so far about 2.5 to 3 months. On the first set of batteries I put in, I think it's a couple AA's that go in there, and I'll probably change them out here, you know, before fall, just to make sure that it's working. But so far it's so good. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video. Let me know if you guys have any advice or anything to add to the discussion about what are your favorite 3 things that you have got for your chickens, or at least one of your favorite things you've got for your chickens that have made life easier. Love to hear from you guys and what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to the SSL Family Dad channel, well, you should subscribe and follow along with lots of farming things, gardening and animals and DIY projects and all kinds of things that we share here. So love to have you tag along for that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.